all these books, and we had a library in the staff room, but all the books disappeared, and no one knew who's taken them. So we decided to put them in the library, buy all the books, they're worth it, share them around, discussing them. Michael Marlin, Craft of the Classroom, 1977. Fantastic. Just get the books, bring them out, make having the newest books the thing that you have. It's an obvious thing to do, create a culture where people are talking about the books and evaluating them and saying all the ones they thought were good and bad. And I think that's really powerful. What we don't do enough of in my school is then sort of disseminating that, but we are planning to have, this sort of book group. There's a bit of a clique of us who are the book nerds, and we're not disseminating it enough. So we decided this just recently to profile this at our thing. Now, the second thing is engaging in research. And this is a kind of action research thing. So we have a number of, whenever someone wants to do a master's, we always pay half. And that's a standard thing. And we're connected to a thing called CAMSTAR, which is from Cambridge, where the Cambridge Education Department helps about 15 teachers engage in a project. And one of their researchers comes out to my school a few times a year and helps them with their research project. It's great. And there's a group of schools involved. So that's interesting. But what we do is in my school, we've developed this to become universal. So every single teacher in my school is involved in what's called a workshop. And it's basically a teaching and learning group where they are exploring an idea for the year. And we have structured, spread out with intervals throughout the year, 6 timetable sessions. Where you plan it, you do stuff, you come back, you report back, you push it forward all the way through the year, and at the end we report it all, rewrite it all up. And this is our research engaged sort of thing that's universal. So every single teacher will say, oh, my project is, or I'm working on this, or we are working on something. And it's great. So it creates this culture of inquiry that we're constantly thinking. And it has lots of direct impact, but it's also highly symbolic. Because it means that everything we do is up for discussion and negotiation and constant evaluation. And we're getting better at making it more methodological. It used to be a little bit hidden, just off you go and do stuff. But now we're saying, come on, what are the key questions? How are you going to collect evidence? Are you going to use data, surveys? How are you going to evaluate the impact of what you're doing? And then conclusions. And increasingly, some people's conclusions are, it's inconclusive. It's been quite useful. We're getting better at saying, I can't really tell. It didn't really work. The method didn't work. And we're getting more evaluative all the time. It's excellent. And the dissemination is important, and that's what I'll show you now. We have a journal. It's been going for about 5 years now. It's all on our website. Learning lessons. So again, I'd say, what's the impact of this? Well, it's really good for the person writing it. You get a real buzz, really focus on the thing that you've done. The fact that learning lessons exists, and the staff room is littered with back copies, and it's all online as well. There's a forum, there's a place. We're turning it into a blog, which is gradually developing just this year. But we've got quite a good back catalogue of this research publication. It says on the top, research publication of the school. So some of the things you can see on there: flip learning in maths, speaking and listening. That's actually a report of a discussion I had with my head of department about whether speaking and listening should or should not have been put down as GCSE. Co-construction in year 9. All sorts of different things. Talking texts, that's about reading aloud. A massive focus on my school about reading aloud in different departments. And various things. So it's having a sort of a thing, a place where the research will go is helpful. That's one of the most elaborate examples we've done it. We put this out in January. It's 16 pages with hyperlinks to video clips, and it's a great celebration of this project, which is about learning by heart. In Latin, French and English. 1 year 7 class spent 2 terms learning poems by heart. That's absolutely amazing what came out of it, how kind of challenging they found it, but also what it brought. These are some, you can't read these, but this is a list. This will just give you a flavour. The list of the research projects that people have done with CAMSTAR. So just to give a flavour of some of the content of what I'm talking about. So at the top, 3 history teachers talking about critical engagement of working with years 7 and 8, recording discourse of small groups. So that was really interesting. So this idea that when kids discuss, in groups discuss Hitler, they're basically sharing their kind of mutual ignorance. And the teacher was capturing that on tape and then hearing it back later. The mistake she made when she recorded 7 groups talking for an hour each. When she got home, it was like, Oh God, I'm not even gonna, she just is overwhelmed by the whole thing. So it's like, getting a methodology which is workable and practical. And various different ones. One of the ones I liked was a French teacher